I know this looks a little blurry, but I'm using the camera on my laptop. So bear with it. It's been all right. Maybe that's a little blurry. Okay. Um, Hello, folks. It's your girl Maurice back again. And we are at the home stretch when it comes to these flash drives, and I'm very excited. So, for those who didn't see the live stream yesterday, I essentially finished all the content. I finished editing and designing all the content that's going to go on flash drives, and I'm so excited. It took me damn near a week. I want to say maybe like 5 days in total, because I know there's like 2 days where I didn't stream, I believe, maybe like 1 or 2 days. And, and yesterday I streamed all day. Um, but I'm really excited. Like, I put a lot of love and creativity into this, and I thought this was going to be a little bit easier, but that's fine. It's my first time doing this, and of course, like I say, like I wanted to do it with intention and passion because I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. And I actually care about the art, and I care about putting work together for you all. That's why I'm so ready to be like on to the next project. And sometimes like I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I like low key like hate on Divine a little bit. But then when I listen to it, I'm like, nah, I'm proud of these songs. Like these are good. And these are I think I did the best with what I had available to me at that time. And and I'm proud of those songs. And even if it doesn't sound like super polished, because like some of them aren't really professionally mixed and mastered, I like the grittiness to it. I like the authenticity to the sonics. And I feel like you don't really see that too often in the industry. Everything is just so polished and perfected, and nothing about me is that. Everything about me and my journey, just as a woman and as an artist, has been like rough around the edges. And, I mean, I make it look good. I give you a little glam from time to time, but my journey has been authentically rough, or at least it was for me. I know there's certain aspects to my journey that's been fabricated and set up for me to fail. But here we are. We're still standing. We're still fabulous. And we're still grateful and alive. So um, so yeah. And you know what? And before I get into like working on these flash drives, I just want to say like speaking of my journey, I've been through a lot, and I've been through a lot of like, abandonment and just like betrayal and just just being attacked and canceled or whatever, um, within my own like community at times, and gaslit and all this stuff. It's just been wild. And to some it looks like okay, why keep going? Why even still push forward if like my sales aren't amazing on my platforms and stuff like that. Why keep pushing your music? Why don't you just give up? Like it don't look like you're gonna win or whatever. And I don't know. It's just something in my spirit that just don't know what give up is. I should have a long time ago. Even when I tried to give up, God was like, "Nah, try again." You know, I'm not done with you. So I'm like, if God wasn't done with me, then I'm not gonna be done with me either. And y'all not gonna be done with me either. So y'all just gonna have to deal with me. Okay. And what I really wanted to get on here and say is like not only just that about not giving up, but like it's really important to me as a black girl, as a black woman, but specifically for the black girls that go through things where anything like my experience. I know I feel like my life journey has been unique, but I know there's other people that's going through similar adversities, maybe one particular adversity that I faced, or maybe several of them. But I know specifically for the black girls, but not just black girls, anybody on the planet. But I my goal in life is to be the woman that I wish my younger self had around me, to tell her like you're beautiful, you're talented, you know, keep singing. Don't be scared of your voice. Don't be scared of how powerful your voice is and how powerful you are. And don't let anybody make you feel small. And I didn't really have that at the time, but I've had to learn that through my adversity. And I know there's other girls that go through that. I know there's other girls in the world that go through being bullied or, being picked on or having people way more powerful than them, try to make them feel small and like they're not enough. And, I'm just not going for it. I'm not, I don't, yeah, no, we're just not having that. Um, and not just for me, but, I know there's certain people that's like, oh, I'm not a role model, this and that. But it's like, if you're a public figure, there are people who look to what you do, whether they, look to copy your outfits, look to copy, how you dress, how you move, and just like the things that you do. And, and I, for one, just wanted to change my life for the better for me. But I know at some point, you know, if there's people that's going to be echoing things that I do, I want them to echo love and echo compassion. And, I want them to echo what it looks like to stand up for yourself and believe in yourself when it feels like nobody else does. And, and some people say they do, and they're like, oh, when you're going to work on the music, this and that. But it's like, all right, well, when I came out with music, you wasn't on. Where my streams at then? If you really support, you know what I'm saying? But then again, I don't want to just harp on the negative. My point is like I do this for the little girls, for the black girls that feel like they're not beautiful, that feel like they feel awkward in the world. They feel like nobody understands them. They feel like you know maybe they're not enough, maybe they're not talented enough, maybe they're not pretty enough, um, and or people that just work hard and feel unappreciated, and the ambitious girls that feel like you know their dreams are bigger than what this world has to offer, and are scared, and or just like the truth tellers that that believe in things that maybe not everybody else agrees with, but they know in their heart they feel that it's right and it's worth believing in and fighting for. And I will stand on that every day. Like I don't care how many people I make uncomfortable with the truth. If I feel like it's going to be something that's going to elevate not only me but my people, period. I rather make you uncomfortable to challenge you to change for the better. And and if I get attacked for it, and if I get attacked for standing on that and standing my ground, then so be it. But I know I stood for something that I felt like was right. And not just right for me, but right for everybody. And if people don't see it right then and there, that's fine. You're going to see it eventually, you know. And also, I wanted to challenge myself to speak to like the positive people in my life, even if I might not have talked to them for years or whatever the case may be. Like I know there was a point in my life where I was surrounded by a lot of people who believed in me and who supported me, and and just like were positive influences in my life, whether it be through my art, um, in workspaces, and just in life, and just certain friendships that I know, like and even if we might not have talked for years, that could have said bad things about me but didn't. You know, I'm grateful to those people, and maybe they want to get in contact with me and are just like scared and don't know really how to do that. I understand, but I know there's people who know that I'm a good person, and they know that I don't mean any malice, and I'm not one to intentionally try to cause harm and hurt people, and they know my heart, and they know me as an artist, and know me as a woman. And and maybe they probably support me from a distance, and that's fine. I feel that. Like, I just want to shout out to certain people, um, that I know have been like positive influences in my life. Certain managers that I've had, in working spaces, and just like certain groups of people that were really like, you know, supportive while we worked together, but then also like supportive within the music space. And we all supported each other, and I'm grateful to those people. Um, and just anybody who gets it, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you spell it out in plain English, and then some people just are hell bent on not getting you and not understanding you. I just want to shout out to the people who get it and who understand. Like, you know, sure, I might not know how to play the game, to the best of my abilities as, with someone compared to somebody with a publicist to tell you what to say and what not to say. I just know how to keep it real, and and like I just see through the shenanigans. And the only thing to keep me from that is keeping me from not knowing. But once I know something, I'm like, okay, I see I see through the shenanigans, you know what I'm saying? And I call it out. And, that's my gift. Some would say it's a gift and a curse, but it's like, no, like we live in a world where it's okay to be fugazi. And I'm just not with that. So, again, like I just want to be a voice to challenge the status quo, to let Black girls know, like, sometimes in your journey, you might find yourself in a space where you feel alone. You feel like people don't get you. And, like, what's the point of going forward? What's the point of even pursuing my dreams if nobody's supporting me right now? There are people in the world for you. And I know that. Like, I know, whether it is sometimes I know it's just, genuine or not. Some people use it as a bait to get attention. Um, but I know there's genuine people out there who get what I'm trying to say and get what I stand for and get what I'm trying to do and understand, like, my heart and that, yeah, I make mistakes, but I don't mean malice. I don't mean harm. Like, again, like I've said several times in different live streams, and I'll say again, you know, my whole thing is a lot of the mistakes that I've made in recent years have been from a space of like feeling like my back was against the wall and like I needed to protect myself and protect my loved ones. And, sometimes I might not have handled that the most graceful way, but it's like, okay, well, tell me how I'm supposed to deal with, you know, cancellation. Like, where's the play by play book? I don't know. How am I supposed to handle gaslighting to your liking? You know what I mean? So it's like, don't be so like, anybody that feels like nothing that you do is good enough. There's people who don't care how much good you do. You could give back, you could donate all your money, you could miss out on a meal because you gave somebody else a meal. You can lend your energy and your time to helping other people and just trying to do the right things. And some people will still constantly only point out the times that you've made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. Like you can't please everybody, but like as long as you know, like between you and your faith, whatever that looks like, that you know you're making the right steps in life, like just stay focused on that and like trust that really like you have to have an insane amount of belief in yourself. You know what I'm saying? And there are some people who don't believe in themselves and they have people around them that believe in them more than they believe in themselves. But some people don't have that luxury. And I'm talking to those people. I'm talking to the people who, you got a dream, you got a talent, and you don't know where to go. You don't know how to cultivate it, and you feel like, the people around you don't really see your vision. You got to see that vision out and just keep going and trust the process. Like, I truly believe God wouldn't have let me get this far, despite the adversities that I've had in my life and just along my journey, if He didn't have something for me. You know what I mean? And, like I truly believe in my gifts and my talents and that I could use it to bring love and healing on this planet. So, I believe in that for me and I believe in that for you. Whoever needs to hear this, like whoever this message is for, like keep going. Like, I'm sorry, I have my little fur baby with me. And actually, I was going to get up because he opened my door to say hi to my baby Angie. All right, Angie, hold on. Okay. Like I'm saying, you know, sometimes if people, I'm trying to get comfortable and I have my table kind of. Sometimes there's people that just don't get the vision. They might believe in you, but they don't believe in what you're trying to do right then and there. Sometimes there's people who just don't understand. There's people who don't care. There's people who literally will try to break down whatever you got going on and try to sabotage it. Regardless of that, like you have to be so centered within yourself and your self belief that like nothing is going to rock you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I often say, like, something that I've said to myself. And it's like, again, because I'm not coming from a space of malice. And like, literally, I pride myself growing up being somebody that's always respected elders and always went out of my way to like try to help others and learn from them because I truly believe like they're the wisdom that we all need. Even if they're from a different generation and times have changed, there's just certain knowledge that you can't, you know, just like invaluable knowledge. You know what I mean? But I often say like more to highlight my resilience. Like I don't care how who I gotta face, how many people I gotta face, and how seasoned they are. Like you can't stop this. You can't stop this because like I have a space in this world just like anybody else, and you have a space in this world just like anybody else. And if I can still stand after the things that I'm facing, I know that you can get through whatever you're going through. And you know, like I said, I'm no guru. You know, I don't have all the answers. I'm not Sway, but I just know it accounts for something that I'm still here. I think it means something that I'm still here. I still believe in myself. I'm still, you know, I keep getting better. I keep learning. I keep growing. You know, I keep evolving, and you know, and aligning with the affirmations that I have on these flash drives, like you know, alignment with my higher self. And like I said yesterday, you know, there's times where I've said those affirmations and I felt like I was lying to myself because I know it wasn't true yet, but I knew I had to trust that the more that I say this, I know I'm going to align with the version of myself where this will become true. And I know today when I read those affirmations, I look back and I'm like, yo, there was a point in time in my life where some of these words weren't true to me yet, but now it is true to me. Now I know I'm becoming that person. So like I know every day I'm growing, I know I'm learning, I'm evolving, and like you know, and sometimes you have to be your own cheerleader and believe in yourself when nobody else is. And eventually people will, you know, wisen up and catch up. So, you know, this is for anybody that needs to hear that. Like, you know, like if you're feeling like giving up, if you feel like all you do is the wrong thing, and you know you got people around you that constantly remind you of your fuck ups, and when you mess up, and like you're not good enough, like no, you deserve to be here. You know, I don't care what nobody talking about. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody messes up. Everybody has flaws. Nobody's perfect. It's just people like to judge others for sinning a little bit differently than them. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you do the work and care to be better and just take it a day at a time, like there's nothing you can't do. Don't let nobody stop your dreams. Don't let nobody try to break you down and break down your spirit. You know, because I know we're in an era where bullying and being hateful is mainstream right now. And I will continue to call that out and say how corny it is because it's low vibrational. Like, yeah, we're elevating in, you know, spiritual power, but it's like on the other end of the spectrum. And, you know, I just don't agree or align with that. And I will continue to challenge that and challenge people to be better and challenge the world to elevate because, I mean, hey, I truly feel like that's why I'm here on the planet. You know, despite whether people agree with that or not, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I'm not perfect. I'm no guru. I ain't got all the answers, but like, I'm still here. I'm here. I'm on the planet. You know, I got an able body. I'm in good health. I got a sound mind. Like, I still got my talent. I still got my voice. You know, I still have my creativity and my visions, you know, and I feel like, you know, God got me here for a reason. And I know God has you here for a reason. So, you know, anybody that's ever felt like you doubting yourself and like the world isn't, you know, for you, I know how that feels. There's times I still feel like that today. I'm like, look, Lord, I don't know why you dropped me off on this planet. This is not it. Take me to another exoplanet because this ain't it. But you know what? I'm like, nah, I'm here for a reason. I'm in this vessel for a reason. This is my physical 3D shell in this reality. Um, and, you know, I'm grateful for everything that it does. And, you know, the only thing that I can do is just keep learning how to take better care of it in hopes that, like, some other people with beautiful melanin, other beautiful little girls out there, beautiful little boys, and beautiful, people feel beautiful. Like, that's what I want. Like, I want the world to feel beautiful and feel confident in themselves and know that it don't matter what is thrown your way, you will get through that. You will, take the lesson with it, learn what you need to learn, and, just let it build you, let it make you. Don't let it break you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there will be things in your life that'll happen that, you know, to some, it might seem like, well, damn, I was supposed to break you. Why are you still standing? Why are you still here? Why are you still believing in yourself? Why are you still fighting? You stood up against this. You stood up against this person. You said that. And you still going? Yeah. Uh-huh. Exactly. Because I'll say the things that other people are too scared to say for the sake of showing black girls that you can make your dreams happen and you can still believe in yourself and you can be the person that you want to be and not what everybody else say you want to be. You can make a mistake and grow from it and learn. You don't have to be pigeonholed to your mistakes or your past or whatever the case may be. You can be exactly who you declare yourself to be. You know, like I was saying in my live stream yesterday, I did a shortened one, just talking about like esoterics and mysticism and Reverend Ike, and I was listening to Reverend Ike and I was just saying like how just so far ahead he was at that time. And one of the affirmations, I mean, it's something I already knew, but it's, sometimes you need to hear the same message to remind yourself and be like, you know what? Oh, yes. Like you already know it in your spirit, but like you just need to hear it. And then sometimes it's like certain epiphanies that's like, that was good. So what I'm getting at is, he says like whatever other people think of you and try to put on you is not shouldn't be any of your concern. And sometimes it can be hard because it's like, you know, it can have effects on you. But what you think of yourself and what you know of yourself is really what should determine how you move in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know yourself to be a good person, if you know yourself to be passionate and talented, what you speak over yourself declares your life because, whatever your faith is, God is in you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're all God's children, but you really have to believe in the God in you and know that the God in you is who you are and who you declare yourself to be. And that's why I am is such a powerful statement. And anything that you put after that is important. Other people can say, you are a hoe, you are a terrible person, this and that. But when you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am a champion, I am a winner, I am a boss, I am a queen, I'm a king, that's what should determine and dictate your life. So like I am statements, and that's why I have my affirmations because I know it's not just me putting words together, to make people feel good. Like, no, like I know what it's done for me and what's kept me going during some of the hardest times in my life. And I know something as simple as saying affirmations, even if it's the same ones over and over again, can change not only how you feel about yourself, but can change your life for real. And sometimes you might go through hard times and you might still go through hard times, but you handle it better. You're strong enough, you're stronger to deal with it. You're stronger to deal with the pressure. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, I speak to the affirmations that's in my flash drive, and it's not just like, oh, let me just add something because it's cute. I was like, no, I want to add something with intention that I know could be something positive that can help people, that can heal people, just like affirmations has helped me, you know, and help to reshape the perspective that I had about myself. For so long I believed what other people insinuated about me and, suggested and it was like, trying to say, oh, you could only do this. You know, you ain't got no career going for yourself unless whatever. And that might be happening to other people. Some people might say, oh, you're not going to be nothing. You know, you might could be on the pole, but you can't have a successful career for yourself. And I'm just like, we're not going for that because I believe in the God in me. And the God in me says, whatever I declare myself to be is what I'm going to be. And I just want that for other people. I just want that for everybody. Even people trying to hold me back. I want that for them because I'm like, you wouldn't be so held back on holding me back if if you felt good in your spirit. And I just want you to feel good in your spirit. Everybody. I want that for everybody. Now I will call it out, but I really genuinely want everyone to win. I want healing for everybody. I want healing for the planet because we all need it, you know. And then also another thing that I wanted to say along with like I am statements that's important is just what was the other thing? All right, I know there was two things that I wanted to mention. Like just the importance of what you declare yourself to be. There was something else. I was like, there was two things that I really wanted to mention. It's just like the power of I am and what you speak over yourself. Okay, it's coming to me. Oh, okay. I think I got it. I got it. Okay. So another thing that Reverend Knight said, and he was like, you know, you believe in God, but you don't believe in what God has for you. You put so much faith in your belief in God and prayer and all this stuff, but you walk around like you don't believe how He believes in you and how He believes in you in the highest degree. And I was like, oh, baby, needed to hear that. I mean, it's not like I don't believe in myself, but I was just like, wow, that was just such a profound word. And I was just like, yeah, no, that's facts. Because, there's so many people who, they be thumping the Bible. I do too. I mean, I'm not going to act like I know the whole thing front to back. I don't. But I'll be in Psalms and Proverbs. I'll be up in there. Okay, that's where I'll be at. Okay. I'm slowly but surely starting to memorize some of it. I know my Psalm 23, but there's so many people that have so much faith but don't have faith in, their higher powers, faith in you don't have faith in yourself like the higher power has faith in you. You know, like you're here for a reason. You have your talents for a reason. You have your imagination and your dreams and your goals for a reason. And like I don't care who or what is in your way, like even if it's like the most intimidating block or most intimidating like obstacle, like there's nothing that you can't get through. And I truly believe like everything is meant to shape you to be the best version of yourself. And okay, I think E.T. says this, Eric Thomas, hip hop preacher, he was like, what makes David's story remarkable is him facing Goliath, you know? It's like, wasn't nobody really worried about David until he had to go up against Goliath. And it's like the odds is against him. You thinking like, yo, how is little old David, what he gonna do against this giant? But he knocked him down though. And my thing is, it's not about knocking him down, but it's proving to yourself that believing yourself enough. He's like, look, let me pick up this sling right here. I don't want to have to do this, but this is what we're gonna have to do. You know what I'm saying? All right, this giant gonna have to come down somehow. Okay, like it's either me or him, and it ain't gonna be me. So and you have to have that faith in yourself and know that like regardless of anything that you face in this world, it don't matter what appears to be a Goliath in your way, just having the nerve to believe in yourself regardless, and just say, all right, look, I don't know how. I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. Okay. And we gonna make a way out of no way. But we gonna make a way. Okay. We gonna get through this giant. So okay, we gonna have to be the Eagles trying to defeat the Giants. I don't know what it's gonna be, but we gonna win. Shout out to the Eagles. Shout out to Jalen Hurts. leading us to the Super Bowl when everybody didn't believe in him. Everybody said he wasn't going to make it. Everybody's like, oh, he a rookie. He ain't got the skill set. Who is this guy? And you know what? He's the guy that got the Eagles to the Super Bowl. And you know what? We might have lost the Super Bowl, but it wasn't like they was blowing us out. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like it was an easy win. No, they had to fight for that win, and we was close. So it wasn't even like it was like, oh yeah, we completely fumbled the game. Nah, they had to fight for that. So shout out to the Eagles. I know it's football season. And, you know, we just won a game, and you know I'm an Eagles fan, so just had to throw that in there. You know, but it's like it's all those people that go through those challenges and and the odds are against you and everybody like, oh, you ain't gonna make it. Who do you think you are? You ain't got the skills, you ain't got the resources. But you might not need all of that. You just need to have enough nerve to believe in yourself and have the ambition to be like, you know what? Yeah, the odds might be against me. Yeah, I might be attacked. Yeah, I might be ridiculed. Yeah, there might be people, trying to stop me, but I ain't gonna stop. you know. And another word to ET, you can't stop this. Like, you just don't got enough power. You will not defeat me. That's period. I don't care who you are, I don't care what you got. Just like everything that I've been through in my life and just the spirit that I got, like it's just not happening. Like again, that's why I say respectfully. I don't care how seasoned you are. I don't care if you know more chess moves than me. I don't care if you got more resources, more connections. It's just like you just can't break this spirit. You just can't. It's just not going to happen. And I don't say that to brag. I say that to inspire somebody who needs to hear that. Because I know there was a point in my life where I needed to hear that, where I didn't feel like that. Where I was like, bitch, I don't know. Shit cracking a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. The spirit might get a little windshield crack. I don't know. But I listen to people like that. I listen to people like, you know, Eric Thomas and looking at different people's stories like a Jalen Hurts and listening to people like Lisa Nichols and different people who are in that space, whether they support me or not, I don't know. Whether they know me or not, who knows? But because of how they face their adversity and knowing that there's other people who went through hard times and made it through, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm alive. I made it through the 9 months of being in my mom's womb. I was birthed. I survived, the chances of being miscarried. I done made it up to today. I'm still here. I done survived getting to a point where I almost, wanted to lose my life. And I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't have it all figured out. I'm not exactly where I want to be just yet. But I know it says something for my spirit. Like it says something that my spirit is where it is. And, and I say this because I know somebody needs to hear it, just like I was at some point in my life where I needed to hear it. And, some people might not want to hear it from me, but you're going to hear it from me anyway. Because like I said, there ain't many truth tellers out here. So, I gotta save the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's a lot of people playing these fugazi little chess games or whatever the case may be, but it's like that shit ain't important. What matters to me is getting to people's spirit and letting them know like you deserve a space on this planet. You deserve to go for your dreams as long as you're not hurting nobody. And even if you make the mistake of hurting people, know that you could come back from that and know that you could turn it around and make it right and, heal twice as many people as you hurt in the past. Because I know there's a lot of people that I hurt in my past and, and I regret that. But that was a hard lesson that I needed to learn that makes me a lot more intentional about how I operate these days. And I say that so, other people going through that, like you can get through. Yeah, you might have fucked up before. You might struggle with drugs and alcoholism, or whatever the case may be, or a traumatic past. But that doesn't have to define you, and it doesn't have to break you down. That could be the stepping stone for you to learn. Like, all right, how am I going to overcome this? What can I learn from this? How am I going to let this make me? How am I going to let this be my testimony? So it can inspire somebody else, so it can help somebody else. How can I get through this? And who can I look to that's already been through this? Because ain't nothing new under the sun. Everybody's been through something. You know what I'm saying? It's just, like I said, just like everybody's sin different, everybody's struggles is different, but everybody got them. You know what I mean? So it's just like looking to those different people to say, all right, who had a similar circumstance and how did they get through it? And how can I use elements to their blueprint that can help me get through it? You know, and getting yourself to a point where you can speak your truth and use that to help somebody else. You know, and for the people that make fun of it or whatever the case may be and say it's all cheesy and whatever, this video ain't for you. This for the people who need this message. Like there's people who hear this and they get it. And there's people who are like, you know what? She's saying some real shit. I know, I know y'all out there. And and I know it's not cool to, you know, agree. But I know there's people who need this, and it's like, again, like I don't mean no malice to nobody. I just mean to keep it real, you know, and just share my experience. So yeah, this ended up being a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. I just wanted to say something real quick for the little black girls, but I was like, I know this message is more important than just for everybody. Like everybody goes through things. Everybody, there's so many times where I felt insecure. There's times where I didn't value myself and I put myself in compromising situations. I didn't have standards for myself. I was just like with any and everybody. I'm sure people heard. And and it's just like that's just not the circumstance that's gonna happen again because like I know my worth, I know who I am, and I know what I deserve, and I'm not settling. I don't care how long you gotta wait, you're just not gonna do that, you know. And it's like we're not moving backwards. Like I've gone too far to go backwards. It's only forward, it's only up. And as long as I keep building myself to go up, I want to bring people with me. And I've always been about that. Like yesterday, I was just talking. I mentioned on my live stream yesterday how what's her name? How Left Eye, she was ahead of the game with the whole like internet thing. Like when having websites was a new thing, and something that people would do, kind of like what people do with like sneakers and and concert tickets, like they'll buy up a bunch of things and then like try to resell it. Like people would do that with domains. So like say you have a celebrity name, like people would buy up celebrity names, and then when a celebrity finally starts to catch on to the website, catch on to like internet and get their own website, somebody's already bought their name domain, and so now they charging them like $10,000, $20,000. And Lil Kim was telling the story about how Left Eye, she had got, all of her like celebrity friends, like domain names. And so when Lil Kim was looking up hers, she calls she didn't know that Left Eye had it. So she's like, yo, somebody got, her people's like, yo, somebody got your domain name. So they reach out to the person, come to find out it's Left Eye. And Left Eye is like, yeah, she got a bunch of people's domains. So when they catch on to getting their own websites, she already had it for them and she just gave it to them. She ain't charging nothing. She was just looking out for her people. And, just for her to be, for one, already so far ahead with the internet to even do that, but to be in a position where she's like, you know what, let me just scoop these domains up so I can look out for my homies. Like, it's little stuff like that. And I was just like, yo, I had not heard that story before until like I was watching this documentary online, and I'm like, more people need to know about that, like know about stuff like that and doing things like that. You know what I'm saying? And like stuff like that is what I resonate with because that's always been things I've always been about. It's like wanting to see people win, and it's like she could have just got her own domain and just kept it pushing, but she was like, nah, let me do this in a way where it like benefits other people and it pulls other people up. And it's like, and that's always been how I've tried to operate in the world. Like I literally say and run, you know, splitting up the checks till we all get mansions, because I've always been about that. Like I've always wanted to see people around me winning. You know what I'm saying? Not to the detriment of me, but like, because I've always been about that. And, also said like, man, my team eat handsome. And I've always been like that. And even the idea, the visual concept that I had for Run at one point was to like have a visual, like showing love to, you know, certain people around me. Um, but the visions have changed since because of circumstances. But and and the thing is, like I told a friend at the time about that idea, and she was like, maybe not, And then come to find out years later, I understand why she said not to do that, and I'm like, I'm grateful that in a way, because that have made certain people look crazy, um, and made me look crazy for having certain people that I would say as loved ones. Um, but whatever, that's beside the point. But again, my point is, I've always been one to want to see people win. I've always been one to like want to elevate the people around me. Like even when I used to put shows together, like back when I was with in Down to Mars, and I was like, all right, what, let's have our other creative friends perform with us. You know, um, I want to this. I mean, of course, we're gonna like promote our music, but I want to see other people shine. Let's have different people hosting and this and that, whatever. Because I've always been about that. And even before I got into music, like I was always going to people's shows just to show love, just to show support to the artists in my area, you know. But let them tell the story; it'd be different. But I've always been willing to show love and support. But yeah. So but I digress. My whole point in this is just like challenge the status quo. Black girls, don't let nobody kill your dreams. Keep going, raise your standards, and don't let nobody make you feel like you bougie or whatever. Don't lower your standards, and don't settle, and keep going, keep fighting, and believe in yourself, even if you feel like you're going up against Goliath. Like David found a way to win, so you're gonna find a way to win. We gonna find a way to win. So anyway, this was supposed to be a cute little 10-minute message, and I just got to preaching. But that's fine. I'll do that. I'll do that because I know somebody's going to see the value in that. And and for the people who see the value, like this is for you. Like that, like you are the demographic. Like the people who might crack jokes and be like, whatever. This ain't for you. Like this is not the platform for you. This is not the space for you. Yet, the message is really for everybody. But for the people who get it, the girls that get it, and the girls that don't. And this is for the people who get it, and the people who need it and understand it. So that's my TED talk. That's my motivational TED talk this Sunday morning. Saturday, not Sunday. Um, but I mean, I'm so far ahead. I'm already thinking that it's Sunday. It's like no, but I'm gonna end this uh, live stream here because I want this to be its own message and its own video. And then I'm going to restart and then we're going to get into the flash drives finally. So let's get into it. All right, I'll be back.